Welcome or welcome back to this mystical Monday morning reading. Before I started the reading, I wanted to do something a little differently. I recently, like a week or two ago, learned about asymmetric writing, so I wanted to try that out. And so I have that here off to the side. I flipped through this Dreams and Symbols book to get some symbols, and what came up today was umbrella, which can symbolize things like protection or superstition, and shoe, which can symbolize authority or point of view, hierarchies, things like that. So the number 732 also came through. It was quite random. I don't know if that has any significance to you. It equals 12, which equals 3, if you're into numerology. I pulled some cards from Ethereal Visions tarot deck before I started, so I have those here, and we'll just explore what this wants to tell us today. And also my dog wants to go outside, so we're gonna take a short pause and do that first, I guess. So sit with whatever your intention is. Think about what it is that you are seeking. Are you seeking guidance? Are you seeking validation? And I want you to get a notebook and write down anything that comes up for you. Sorry about the noises. Anything that comes up for you, anything that stands out, anything that you feel like belongs to you, and I want you to write it in your notebook. And then at the end of this reading, go back through, read your notes, and add anything else. Decorate the page if you want. So now we're just gonna jump right in. If the dog is finished outside, she will probably kick the door open and it will make a loud bell sound. But we're just gonna roll with it. Okay? So I have no particular order in which I'm doing this. I'm just gonna kind of go about it. 333 on the clock. So already we have the Two of Swords, which is having difficulty with a decision. Or maybe not difficulty, but you're posed, you have a decision in front of you, right? And you are having trouble deciding which way to take. I'm also hearing cord cutting. So Two of Swords reminds me of scissors. So you could be cutting cords, or deciding if you should cut a cord. I was also, as I was doing the asymmetric writing, there's the bell. As I was doing the asymmetric writing, I was drawing a lot of square shapes. The dog is having trouble deciding if she wants to come inside or not. So you could be having trouble with a decision of walking through a door, taking a needed step. I don't know if you work with Hecate. I've been working with Hecate very in depth recently, so she could also be a part of this reading. If that resonates with you, cool. If not, you can just let it be there. We have the Page of Cups. So when this card comes up, I always think of like illusions and being persuaded by your emotions. So this is very Piscean energy, the Page of Cups. And bear with me, I don't know where my camera is. But the fish in the cup there is sort of like, it's like his imagination. The page's imagination is coming out through those cups. So you may be required to use your imagination to solve a problem that you may be having. You might have to try a new way of doing things. You have the Devil card. And because this is above the Page of Cups, so these illusions are kind of keeping you tied to something. So you're having trouble making this decision because you're afraid of the outcome or the unknown space that you will be entering into. So this not knowing what exactly is going to come about, this situation is keeping you in this sort of stasis. I'm seeing house. This could be about a house. First, doing something before somebody else. Doing something that nobody else has done before. Having courage to do something. And I'm also, the past couple days, I've been hearing a lot that there are no, everything's already been done before, kind of. So when you're doing something, there's no pressure to do it in a certain way because it's already, everything that will be made has already been made. So whatever you put into the world is just adding to the beauty of what the world already is. We also have the Seven of Cups. And this makes me think of illusions again, taking off a mask. So I see a mask, I see this alligator monster. And the Seven of Cups usually is about feeling overwhelmed. So perhaps you're overwhelmed by a choice. There's too much to choose from. And your idealism, so you could be an idealist, is holding you from making a choice at all because of this fear of perfection. Something I've been saying, a motto that I've personally been using recently is do it and do it badly. So if there's something that you want to do, just do it. If you're overwhelmed by choices, pick one thing, do that thing, see how it makes you feel, and sit with that emotion. It might take a little bit of time for the feeling to settle. So creatively for me recently, I've been doing different odd activities like making little bookmarks or just doodling little doodles that don't really have any significance. It's not like a big project or anything, just to get the juices flowing, right? You want to do something that just gets you moving and breaks this illusion that you're being stuck somewhere. I keep seeing crystal. That could be crystal ball, crystal gazing, crystals and like the rocks, crystal glassware. And with a lot of cups in here too. This is an emotional thing that's coming up. I'm hearing pick another card, so we're just going to pick this Eight of Wands. It's moving quickly. Your emotions are moving very quickly. Right? Rapid movement, change in the emotion. The fear could be pushing things around. Angels. You could be praying. You could not be praying and need to be praying. I'm feeling a lot of religious fear around religion. So maybe trying to break free of this fear that, oh, I shouldn't be watching this video because it has tarot in it, or oh, I shouldn't be doing anything with tarot because it's not good for I'm feeling a lot of that, or like the fear of going to hell because you're not doing what the religious dogma says you should do. It's really interesting that that's coming up here. I had I had this sensation too when I first started reading tarot. Or maybe you're trying to find yourself and what makes sense to you. Like maybe you're moving away from sort of this religious background, or you have a background in religion, religious dogma. Maybe you came from a Christian household. And so you're trapped by all these fears of, oh, if I make XY choice, then I'm going to go to hell, or if I don't do this, if I don't listen to this, then I'm going to go to hell. And that's unfortunately part of the what do they call that? Individuation. So in Jungian psychology, they call this the individuation process, where you're stepping away from the things that you were taught growing up and you're finding what resonates with you on a deeper level. And oftentimes we have to go through the fear, right? The fear itself is an illusion. Fear is there to protect you from getting hurt, right? We're afraid of getting hurt. But the reality is, oftentimes in the modern, well, I don't want to say that because that's not necessarily true. But this fear is keeping you from doing what it is that you're actually meant to do, right? We're moving away from this masculine paradigm where we're meant to be threatened and subservient. We're moving away from that pretty quickly, actually. And we're moving into this more soft, feminine, motherly era of being, this new world order, I guess you could call it. A lot of people are waking up to this realization that Source, God, the universe, is a feminine energy by nature. And I'm going to let that sit there for a second. This goddess energy, this creative energy. How do we create things? We create things through darkness, through the unknown. If you think about the womb, a woman's womb creates life through darkness. We go through these tunnels into the light, and as I'm saying this, the sun is coming out. We go through these tunnels into the light, and you have to go through this sticky substance of the masculine energy that's being washed away from you now it's sort of like we have to go through that to see that that's not actually what's occurring, right? Or like that's not the reality, that's the illusion. And now I'm thinking back to these symbols that we have, the umbrella, this protection. That's more like the feminine. There's superstition around it. It's like, oh, we can't think this way because I can't do this because... And that's fear. And we have the shoe over here, which is more masculine. That's the authority, the hierarchy, the you have to do what I say. I was also seeing a lot of 3s and a lot of 2s in here. Lash. It could be eyelashes or lashing. Lashing out. Server, servant. It's master-servant dynamic. We're cutting away, we're moving away from that. We're moving away from this fear that we're being trapped by whatever you're being trapped by. We no longer have to wear this mask, this identity, if it doesn't fit. And you know, as I'm doing these readings, a lot of the stuff that I'm saying doesn't really make sense. Outside of, like, when I say it, it feels like it doesn't make sense. It feels like it's out there somewhere. But that's why I ask of you to write it down in a notebook. Write down what resonates and what doesn't. Well, you don't have to write down what doesn't resonate, but write down what resonates, because as I'm saying these things, it's just kind of free flowing out of me. And there are probably nuggets of wisdom in there, but as I'm saying these things, they're like, what the heck am I saying? I'm seeing Washington. Like, if that has significance to you, tell me below. Like, do you live in Washington? Do you live on a street called Washington? Do you like Washington, the president? Like, I don't know where or why these symbols are coming out. And that's sort of what fascinates me about this practice in general, is just allowing the flow to happen, because I'm sitting in the unknown. I have no idea where this is going to go. I have no idea who's watching this. And I have this strange, weird feeling that, like, it's gonna help someone, even if it doesn't make sense. Secrets were coming out too. Secret session. Angels. I'm saying toast. I also see Google. So, Google Sensei is coming out. Learn from your mistakes. Be at peace with the choices that you didn't make. Be at peace with the choices that you didn't make. Because not making a choice is still making a choice. By not acting, you're still making a choice. You're choosing to not act. And the Knight of Cups. So, drink some water. Are you dehydrated? Are you feeling hydrated today? You're gaining confidence in whatever it is that you're seeking. You're gaining confidence in this skill. You have to keep showing up for yourself. Keep breaking through these illusions. Keep choosing what it is that you want to choose. Keep walking through doors that are opening for you. Keep walking away from doors that are closing for you. You are exactly where you're meant to be right now, and that's perfectly fine. I'm hearing maybe there isn't anything that you can do at this point in time. Maybe you're still living at home and you're still under this authority, right? This umbrella, this protection. So you have to wear these masks and you have to hold on to these illusions, and you can't really make a choice against the authority that you're living under. In which I will tell you, and it's probably going to be frustrating. It's probably frustrating now. I understand. Maybe that's why house came up. House arrest. I don't know. Maybe it's not that serious. But maybe it is. With which I will say, go within. Feel within. Feel the feelings. Let them be as they are. Allow yourself to feel frustrated. That's normal. If you're being treated unfairly by people who are supposed to be protecting you, that's unfair. But that's also because they are unhealed. They have trouble with control, or they have trouble with letting go. They have trouble owning up to their own disabilities coming up. And it's tough. It is. I'm not gonna deny that it's not tough. Tower. I'm seeing tower. You might feel like you're locked into this moment, but you're not. It's a fleeting moment. You know, if you can lean into this present moment and appreciate where you are, even through the hardship, it will pass. You know, you will come to be an age where you can live away from home and you can make your own choices. And once you reach that point, once that becomes your present moment, it's important to not dwell on the fact that you weren't in that moment before. All right, that's a trap I used to fall into. Once I got out of those situations I was in, I kept bringing them back into my present moment. But that was an illusion. That was my choice. I was choosing to think about those things. Oh, my parents didn't take care of me. Oh, right? That's your lore. And if you keep bringing that into your present moment, that's going to keep holding you hostage. It's going to keep you trapped in that situation, and you're never going to get out of it, even when you're not in it. And this is something that I'm still learning to this day, every day. I started reading again the second time, The Power of Now, and it brought me back to this present moment. And it was like, listen, these things that you keep thinking about that happened in your past, they were the illusions. It's in this present moment. If whatever that bad thing that was occurring is no longer happening in your present moment, but you keep going back to it, right? This is a PTSD thing. You keep remembering. You remember the things that happen, and it's like your body reacts as if it's still happening now, and that's keeping you trapped in that cycle. Right? But that's not, you got to cut that. You got to cut that cycle. Cut that film strip. I almost feel like I'm talking to a younger version of myself, and perhaps maybe I am. Perhaps maybe I am. Because you are me and I am you. If we are all part of this source energy, you are just a different part of this puzzle. If the whole world is a big puzzle and each of us is one little piece, something in you is reflected in me and something in me is reflected in you. And you can do that with every person. And the more present you become, the more difficult it will be for the other people acting in the unconscious. For example, if somebody is being abusive, they are acting out their pain body. They are acting out from their unconsciousness. If you, as the person receiving their pain body, are able to remain conscious, even though it's difficult, then they can't stay unconscious because it will be uncomfortable for them. It's already uncomfortable for them now, them acting that out. And I want you to know that if you are on the receiving end of somebody's pain body, that is not your fault. Unless you're acting out of your pain body and it's reacting to their pain body. I don't know, this book is very influential, and it helped me realize that the things that I was experiencing were mostly unconscious behaviors, whether through me or through somebody else, somebody else's unconscious behaviors. And you can kind of tell, if you're a conscious person, you can tell when somebody's acting out of their unconscious, because it will be fearful, it will be rage-filled, it will be lashing out. I said that earlier. And maybe you're one of the first ones that's waking up from this. You're having your tower moment. You're realizing that this structure that you are a part of is crumbling before you. Because we're moving away from this 3D, 2D, 3D world of pain, and we're moving more into a loving universe. You are already part of a loving universe, right? We just had to move through that masculine mask. That could be a play on words, the masculine. It's a mask. Because ultimately, even in birth, everybody starts out as a female. Isn't that interesting? Everybody starts as a female, and then the men grow their appendage, right? And we come through the feminine canal. We come through this feminine energy. But a lot of the mother is what needs healed the most. Because this masculine, authoritative energy disconnected from the mother and said that she was no longer important. But we're waking up to realize, no, the mother is important. We don't come into this world alone. We come into this world through the mother. And maybe this is all woo-woo and you think I'm a weirdo, and that's fine. That's me judging myself. Oh. I don't know. This feels very important. At first I was like, I don't know where this is going. This sounds weird. I was blocking myself. But I'm going to flip this over and look at the back. We have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're moving back into the feminine power. And everybody has this feminine power, this motherly nature, this nurturing, protective. This is in every single person, whether you're a male born, whether you're female born, whether you're androgynous, non-binary, it doesn't matter. The quality, the archetype of the female is within everybody, just as the quality and the archetype of the male is within anybody, everybody. And we have to balance these things and move into a state of love and a state of harmony. And I know that's really hard in today's world, especially if you live in America or if you live in places that are going through a war like Gaza or Mozambique or literally anywhere. There's probably war going on now. That's the masculine energy, and that's also the people just seeking profit, which is probably also a masculine energy. But anyway, these structures are crumbling, right? We're realizing that they're no longer working for us, and they're keeping us feeling trapped by these cycles of viciousness, I guess you could say. But we're moving away from that. We're moving into our feminine. We're moving into our nurturing. And that's okay. And it's okay if you're not there yet. Being aware of it is the first step, right? I hope that wherever you are on your journey, you are able to find peace today. Feel into your heart space. Listen to your heart. Tell your heart, I love you. Your own heart. Tell your own heart, I love you. Look in the mirror today and say, I love you. That's where it starts. I hope that this video helped you shift some energy. If you made it this far, leave a heart or a message in the comments. Leave a like if you liked it, if you want more of this kind of content, which this channel is about tarot videos or tarot readings, so you're gonna have more of that content anyway. You can subscribe if you like. Share it with a friend if you feel called. I love you so much, and I hope that you have an amazing day, an amazing week. I hope this brought you some kind of comfort, and I wish you all the best. Balance your shadow and light, my friends. Take care.